Hey, Jules Blessed Vegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those who are new, I know you can benefit. So thanks for your support yesterday, you guys. We did hurry up and drive to Vegas and back at 400 miles round trip and about 8 hours of driving, but it was so fantastic. We were only with the family for an hour and a half, but it was a perfect hour and a half of just hugs, laughter, stories, wishing them well, and really kind. Tanny Raw, who's a social media personality on every platform, you can look her up, always says, don't count on people to provide your food. You need to take care of yourself. And I was taking a huge risk by just showing up, but they absolutely provided for me completely with a complete vegan menu for me. Like, there was no awkwardness, no question, no nothing. I was going to just kind of have what I could and even drink water if I had to. It was a beautiful meal and perfectly on my plan and all God. So that was fantastic. I didn't get to bed until after 2 and it's already going on midnight. So I just want to do this very quickly, but I wanted to share this interesting story and what it was, and it's kind of a difficult story to hear, but it has a great point. And what it was this man was buying a mansion, and the owner, who could be represented as the devil, he was very sneaky, and he said, I'm going to give you this at a gigantic discount, but I'm going to continue to own this one nail in this wall. That belongs to me. So that's my 1/1000% of ownership of this home. But with my nail, you can't touch it, you can't remove it, you can't sell the house. I own that nail. And the guy's like, yeah, sure, rock and roll, whatever. So he goes ahead and buys the mansion and loves it and enjoys it and everything else. And finally, years later, he's ready to move out. And he goes ahead and puts up a for sale sign, and this man shows up and says, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm going to sell the house. And he says, yeah, but what about my nail? And he's like, yeah, well, I'll pay you, whatever for the nail. But the whole mansion is mine and I'm putting it on the market. And the guy's like, I warned you about my one nail and that you're not allowed to touch it or sell this place without my permission. The guy's like, what harm could he possibly do? So he shows up the next day with a dead dog, and he hangs that dead dog from that nail. Well, needless to say, it was so horrific that nobody wanted to purchase the house. No one even wanted to view the house. And over time, with the rotting dog, the house became completely dilapidated, right? It was falling off the hinges and disgusting. And the man essentially had to walk away from what was this incredibly beautiful mansion because that one little nail took it down. So what is the story? The story is, in essence, that all of us, though we may be putting on an incredible image and doing many things right, for sure. Oh, God, tell me I'm not going to have allergies sitting here like I do every single time. One moment. My ongoing nightmare. I'm going to just have to do my videos from somewhere else. How do I always have allergies when I do these videos here? Even when I dust and clean the place. Whatever. Okay, so the point is that as much as we uphold our image, and we may be doing so many things right, showing up for work every day, smiling, showering, dressing, largely eating vegan and raw, and all those goals, right? Exercising, all those things. But we're holding on to this small little nail that has the power to take down an entire mansion. What is that one hidden or small habit that is piercing your side, if you will, that is causing a crack in the stucco that's going to eventually, take down the entire wall or ceiling? What is that one thing you're holding on to that will never allow you to completely own your truth? I had to go to confession tonight because I was saying that I've been struggling with food, and I was telling the priest that I understand that the choices I make surrounding food are an entire array of sins connected to that one behavior, because it leads to me trying to be deceptive. I'm being sneaky. I'm not telling the truth. I'm being gluttonous. I'm, all these sins are connected to the single behavior of abusing food. And so I just had to say, I could give you a ton of sins, but if I just talk about the single issue, all of the actions in responses to that single issue are an array of all of these sins. And so I know God's merciful, and I know I'm forgiven, and I was grateful to be able to talk it out. But what is the nail in Christ's palm, the sword in his side? What is that one nail that I'm always piercing myself with, that I refuse to let go of, that is taking down my mansion, which is just grace, freedom, health, light, wellness? What is it? And mine is, of course, my issues with food. But I just thought it was an incredible story. Wow. What do you think about that? I'd love to know in the comments below. Like if you like, join us if you haven't. I'm happy you're here. Wish me luck on getting some sleep before tomorrow. And until we talk again, my friends, be blessed.